honesty, and integrity. Last fall, it was announced and evidence and internal emails leaked onto the internet that, as a result of funding issues, there would be a temporary freeze on issuing new uniforms to units, and no new parkas or PT gear would be issued. Several mainstream media outlets carried this story, and, as a result, Colonel Conrad, the senior-most officer responsible for the cadet program, gave a telephone interview to CBC wherein he discussed the matter. In his opening remarks, the colonel says that the change to the budget is not going to have an impact on cadet clothing. This caused the interviewer to pause because it was a complete denial of the effects of the reallocation that were reported on earlier. The colonel's denial prompted their interviewer to then ask, "Where is the miscommunication?" The colonel replied, suggesting that in an organization as large as the CCO, sometimes messages are misunderstood, implying that the issuance of cadet clothing was not being negatively affected by financial factors. However, the internal emails are very clear on the subject and are in conflict with the colonel's statement. Later in the same interview, the colonel suggests that the sole purpose of the winter parka is for cadets to wear when traveling from home to their weekly parade. In actuality, cadets use and are expected to wear their parka for outdoor parades and Remembrance Day services. The colonel went on to say that PT gear was cancelled because it was unfashionable, unsuitable for the task, and disliked by cadets. While all that may be true, it must have been so for years, and yet this did not result in PT gear being cancelled earlier. Moreover, the cadet program is now in a new fiscal year and has resumed issuing this exact same PT gear. Did the colonel intentionally mislead the interviewer and therefore the listening public in any part of his explanations relating to changes in clothing issuance? Why did the colonel say the purpose of the parka is for cadets to wear to get from home to weekly parade nights when, in fact, the parka is used extensively for outdoor parades and events, especially Remembrance Day services? Why did the colonel suggest that the reason PT gear was no longer being issued was because cadets didn't like it or want it, when an internal email issued by the RCSU CO states that the PT gear was cancelled because of budgetary considerations? Why didn't the colonel simply tell the interviewer the truth, that changes in resource allocations meant that there would be a freeze in issuing new uniforms, new parkas, and PT gear, but the freeze is temporary? What message did the colonel's failure to speak openly and honestly about the problems facing the cadet program send to cadets about the real role of honesty and integrity in the program? In the ND's renewal plan, the Chief of the Defense Staff, Chief Warrant Officer, the Presidents of the Navy League, Army Cadet League, Air Cadet League, and D&D proper, as unassigned authors of the renewal plan, all refer to the cadet program as world class. They say the cadet program teaches our youth valuable life and social skills such as teamwork, discipline, respect, and leadership, while also instilling in them an appreciation for health and fitness. The plan goes on to say that a body of information has amassed that validates the tremendous value of the cadet program. However, a CRS audit released earlier this year, and which was independent and evaluative, said that the CIC officers running the program at the community level do not believe the program is particularly effective. Moreover, when the auditors tried to determine the success of the program, they found there is no measurement of youth outcomes for the cadet program. In other words, cadet leadership does not measure any metric that might indicate the extent to which the program is achieving its aims, and therefore no one can know if the program is succeeding. Why does cadet leadership regard to the program as world class, say the program achieves its aims and is a tremendous value when, in fact, there is absolutely no good evidence to support this claim, and, in fact, there is considerable evidence to the contrary? Given the aforementioned, do you think the cadets are justified in regarding the cadet leadership as lying? If so, how does that impact the ability of the program to teach cadets the importance of honesty and integrity? The entire purpose of the renewal plan is to address the many serious and long-standing problems affecting the cadet program and which pose a real risk to its long-term viability. However, the language of the renewal plan strongly suggests that the cadet program is working very well, and this is just an effort to make something already great even better. The language of the renewal plan does not include even a single negative descriptor. In this way, the renewal plan is in stark contrast to the CRS report and the assessment of other vocal critics of the program, which call into question the very need of the program given the complete lack of evidence that it is even slightly effective in its aims. Why doesn't the renewal plan accurately convey the fact that the program is facing several very serious problems,
And if it is accurate, why is it not effectively addressing them? Do you understand why cadets and other stakeholders that read the renewal plan regard it as further evidence that cadet leadership is either incapable of understanding the size and seriousness of the problems facing the program, or, perhaps even worse, it is lying to us?